Well, anyways, you guys don't believe we landed on the moon, right?
It seems pretty unlikely, yeah. Like I've looked into that, and
I don't want to ruin your
yeah.
reputation. You guys are doing such
No,
a
no,
good
no.
job. I'm not going to drag you into my craziness, okay?
No. We did look at the moon landing stuff because I think it is really important, and clearly that was fraudulent. And
that was the biggest COVID ever, right? That was the biggest scamdemic ever. The money NASA gets every year, 19 billion. It's probably more now. It's like, man, that's just, whoo. They're just dealing.
The thing I loved about it the most was when NASA admitted they basically staged the photos, but then they said the excuse was that the originals didn't come out too good, so they had to do the next ones in the studio. And I'm like, oh, geez.
Yeah. There's people out there. There's people that believe we went to the moon. There's people that don't believe we went to the moon, and then there's people that believe that we fake going to the moon, but a secret space mission actually went to the moon, right? It's funny because we're doubting the official moon landing because of the after looking at the evidence, we're like, oh, you faked it. That's why we decided it was fake. The guys that believe it was faked, we looked at the evidence and then boom. Because if you don't look at the evidence, you're like, yeah, we landed, we went to the moon, yeah, sure. But to say that they faked the evidence, but there's no, but they went on a secret space mission and there's zero evidence of that. We can't even investigate that evidence. Would you believe that where there's no evidence? It doesn't make any sense. But there's people out there that believe that there's a secret space mission to the moon. My opinion is you probably can't land on the moon. It looks like it's a light. It's definitely not. The moon is easy. The moon is super easy. It is not reflecting the sun's light. What is the moon made out of? Crystal? Is it made out of mirror? That's not how light reflects off dirt or dust or whatever it is. That's not how you could see that the moon is a light. It's shining its light down. You could see it through the cloud. There's clouds. It beams through clouds sometimes, depending on the thickness and the denseness of the clouds. That's not a reflection. That one's easy. That one's easy. You know, can you imagine how bright it is to land on that thing? If it's bright, the moon is so bright, and there's like a law of light, right? The closer, like if you were looking at some high beams from some big ass Hummer, 100 yards away, you could look right into that light. But if you walk right up to the Hummer, it'll blind you, right? Can you imagine? That's like there's a name for that. The law of Hitler. What is the name of that light law? Do you know?
Inverse square law of light.
There you go. Say that again so they can hear.
Inverse square law of light.
Yeah, that means like the closer you get to the light, the brighter it's going to be, right? No duh, right? Common sense. Imagine how bright that goddamn moon, if you like could land on it, it would just be like this fucking light, blinding light. But no, they're playing golf in the desert.